Rebel News is going into the heart of Klaus Schwab's World Economic Forum, and you are invited to come along with us. In fact, we need you. This weekend, a team of Rebel News reporters is heading to Davos, Switzerland to cover the annual meeting of the WEF. I'm coming from Canada. Avi Yamini is coming from Australia. Our new reporter, Callum Smiles, is coming from the United Kingdom. Plus, we'll also be joined by Calvin Robinson from my favorite TV station in the UK called GB News. And we'll put all of our reports up on a special website called wefreports.com. Now, we're all traveling to Davos as cheaply as possible, and we're staying together at the same Airbnb to save costs. Our mission is simple: to do our best to shine a light of public scrutiny on this secretive group of oligarchs and billionaires and corporate lobbyists and every schemer and scammer who has built a sort of parallel United Nations where they try and rule the world. I'm serious. I mean, this is the boss of the World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab, bragging about how he controls the world.
What we are very proud of now is the young generation, like Prime Minister Trudeau, President of Argentina and so on, is that we penetrate the cabinets. So yesterday I was at a reception for Prime Minister Trudeau, and I know that half of this cabinet, or even more, half of this cabinet, are actually young global leaders of the World Economic Forum.
Seriously, it's like he's some sort of Bond villain or something. I mean, that was a crazy thing for him to say, but I think it's actually true. Here's their official website. Canada's Deputy Prime Minister, Chrystia Freeland, isn't just a member. She's literally on their board of trustees. How can you be loyal to a country as a cabinet minister, but also loyal to a secretive lobby group that has its own international agenda? Believe it or not, Klaus Schwab isn't even the worst of them. Here's his favorite deep thinker named Yuval Noah Harari talking about what he thinks is our future.
Many tyrants and governments wanted to do it, but nobody understood biology well enough. And nobody had enough computing power and data to hack millions of people. Neither the Gestapo nor the KGB could do it. But soon, at least some corporations and governments will be able to systematically hack all the people. We humans should get used to the idea that we are no longer mysterious souls. We are now hackable animals. That's what we are. Maybe the most important exchange in this respect will be in healthcare. The big battle over what we today call privacy will be between privacy and health. Do you give access to what is happening inside your body and brain in exchange for far better healthcare? And my guess is that health will win, hands down. People will give up their privacy in exchange for healthcare, and maybe in many places they won't have a choice. I mean, they won't even get insurance if they are unwilling to give access to what is happening inside their body. But control of data might enable human elites to do something even more radical than just build digital dictatorships. By hacking organisms, elites may gain the power to re-engineer the future of life itself.
Yeah, no thanks. See, when decisions about your life are decided by, I don't know, your local city hall or even your national parliament, at least you get some sort of a say. You can watch their debates. You can even participate sometimes. You get to vote on who represents you there. And even the United Nations lets every country choose its own representative, but not so at the World Economic Forum. It is secretive. It's an expensive club. It's all done behind closed doors, and it only allows people who share their globalist agenda in. Every kooky idea, like that you'll own nothing, but you'll be happy, or that you should eat bugs. They're environmental extremists, obviously, but just not for themselves. They love their private jets. They're pro-China. They're pro-George Soros. They're Bill Gates's favorite place. By the way, there will be actually a ton of journalists there. Here's a copy of their official guest list for this year's meeting. We'll post it so you can see the whole guest list for yourself at wefreports.com. But you'll see all of the journalists who are attending. They're not attending to report on the gathering or to ask tough questions. They're attending to be part of the gathering. They're insiders. They're part of the elites. They're there to make deals and to harmonize their messaging with the world's richest and most powerful corporations. They're not there to speak truth to power. They're there to get the latest message track from Pfizer. Here's Pfizer at the World Economic Forum a few years ago, dreaming about putting microchips into pills. Seriously, that was supposed to be a crazy conspiracy theory.
FDA approved the first electronic pill, if I can call it like that. So it is basically biological chip that it is in the tablet. And once you take the tablet and dissolves into your stomach, sends a signal that you took the tablet. So imagine the applications of that, compliance. The insurance companies to know that the medicines that patients should take, they do take them. It is fascinating what happens in this field.
So we're going not as insiders. We're not invited. But we're going to shine a light of public scrutiny on the secret deals if we can. Obviously, they won't let us into their private back rooms, but here's a sample of how we did it when we went to their last meeting in 2022.
I do lots of media.
Friendly media.
No, I do. No, God, no.
The ones that are here invited.
Look, I'm doing no media at this one.
Can we sit down and I'll make a time with you and answer some actual tough questions?
You can make a request for a meeting and
so you can deny it.
Here's another moment.
Rebecca, how are you doing from the New York Times? Can I ask you a quick question as Avi from Rebel News? How is the public meant to believe that the New York Times is here to actually ask the tough questions when you're here as an invited guest? How are people meant to rely on the mainstream media?
If you wouldn't mind, we're just just if you could give us, thank you.
You don't want to explain to people why we should trust the mainstream media? No, of course.
So we're going back. Me, Avi from Australia, Callum and Calvin from the UK. But the only way we can do this is with your help for our economy class airfare, for our Airbnb, and other out-of-pocket expenses. Can you please help us? Please go to WEF Reports to chip in if you can. You know, there are some other media there, including from Canada. I see the editor-in-chief of the Globe and Mail is going. The Globe is owned by Canada's richest oligarch, David Thompson. So the Globe isn't going to report the scandalous things that are being said and done at the World Economic Forum meeting. They're going to participate in those things to get their marching orders. They won't report a word about what they see in the WEF or Davos. We will, you bet we will. We'll be there all next week. Expect our first reports right away. Check back every day at WEFreports.com. And please, if you can, help us do the journalism that no one else will do. Thanks. Go to WEFreports.com.